Hi Nick, I'm a sound engineer, so I won't show you my face on television, but here's a quick sound engineering for dummies, just audio. So I'm going to take you through Logic Pro X, which is on my MacBook Pro, but you can use anything you can download off the net. The concepts are the same. So what I did was I took your Rhine out water, which you so nicely advised me was where you sang. Thank you. And download it. Thank you for the download button. And as you can see, it's downloaded here at the bottom. So what we do is, can you see my cursor? Yeah. Well, so you open Logic Pro X. It's already open. You start a new file. So new. Now we want an audio track because that's what that's what your MP3 is on, because you've obviously uploaded it in MP3. So create, and there's your audio. You'll see that there are, this is audio 1. I put everything through a bus in aux 1. That gives me more control over the entire recording, but you've got input 1. You can see down here, this is a microphone. There's a microphone just out of shot. Now we can enlarge that. Look at that. Okay, so what we do is we go to File, Import, Audio File. And then we go to, it's already loaded into music, and I go to 33 Atwater Show MP3 and then open, and it appears. And as you can see, your voice appears.
Hello from Ellensburg, Washington, USA. This is the Nick Zentner Geology Podcast, episode 33. Brian Atwater.
So you can see that your voice appears as waveforms. Now there's some very simple commands. So you can control the volume both in the audio.
Not J. Harlan Brown.
You can control the audio there, and you can also control the audio here.
Idea on what to do with at least a few of these.
Okay, let's take this pause here. So say we want to take that out, because pauses don't sound great. Let's hear this.
That's just a couple hours away over in Seattle. And
see, I don't know. I get a bit worried. So stop that. So what you can do, you can get rid of that. Command T splits the file, and then Command T splits the file again, and you can get rid of that. Just go to edit. Now you can just cut it like that, but it leaves a gap. Now you mightn't mind that gap. So what it sounds like with the gap is
Washington. That's just a couple hours away over in Seattle. And
but that's very uncomfortable. So what you can do, I'll just undo that. So you've got the, come on. I'll just undo that. So you've got the file back. You can also, there's a feature here which is called, there's delete, which is what we just did, or delete and move, which moves the file. So then you've got
he lives in Washington, lives just a couple hours away over in Seattle. And
see how that's just,
but I think it's,
and also you might want to cut that as well. So again, Command T, hang on, we got a shit. Command T, and then Command T, and again highlight that, edit, delete and move. So then you have
very modest fellow, but I think it's safe to say
so it sounds
that he's one of the most important geologists of the 20th century.
And then you've got, and again, I'd probably cut that as well. I don't like pauses, so Command T. Command T. Highlight, edit, check, delete and move. And it becomes a lot more...
A fair amount. If you recall, we were talking about great earthquakes.
So that it sounds a lot slicker. So let me take it from the beginning.
Hello from Ellensburg, Washington, USA. This is the Nick Zentner Geology Podcast, episode 33. Brian Atwater. Thanks for listening. Not J. Harlan Bretz, Brian Atwater. With a new twist, I've got a new...
So I can even cut that little bit out. I don't, so if you don't like that, so you should be able to... there you go. So you can zoom in. So if you don't like that, I don't like that. So Command T, well, I've got to highlight it first though, Command T. See, it's important that you don't snap to grid, because otherwise it'll sort of try to snap it to the grid. Duh. And highlight that, and then edit, delete and move, so that you get, so let me just zoom out again. See, I can see everything. This is how I edit your...
Like it. Brian Atwater is in the here and now. He's still with
So
us.
you want to cut that shit out. So again, Command T. Command T. Delete and move. And then you've got... So this is sort of unedited.
Two of these podcast episodes. We'll see if you like it.
You got to get rid of that shit.
Brian Atwater
Going to get rid of that pause.
in the here and now. He's still with us. He lives in Washington, lives just a couple hours away over in Seattle, and very modest fellow. But I think it's safe to say that he's one of the most important geologists of the 20th century. And I've already talked about Brian a fair amount.
So that's basic editing, just cutting and pasting. It's that easy. So what you do once you're happy with that is just file. Actually, what you want to do is, say we're only going to bounce sort of this section. That means make a file. So you highlight that, and then you bounce project or section. You can choose MP3 or PCM, which is WAV. Let's go MP3. And then you name it. Say Nick Podcast. And then bounce, and it bounces it to that bit. Also, this is what I do as well. You can share to iTunes and SoundCloud, Mail, AirDrop, even into GarageBand, if you want to get fancy. Let me just show you what I did with your singing bit. So, let me just open recent. And yes, I do want to close the current project. No, I don't want to save it. So what I've done with this, this is what it sounded like originally. Come on. And it's decided to crash on me. You bastard. So, this is what it sounds like.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor.
I mean, it's nice.
Could
You got a
be
nice voice.
mine? would you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this...
But it's dry. You can tell that you're just singing it into a microphone. Probably in a basement somewhere. But what I did was, if you look down in the left-hand corner here, I added some channel EQ, and what that means is it highlights a certain hertz range so that it now sounds like
beauty was
it's much more focused.
day for a beauty. Could you be mine?
So you can
Would you be mine?
you can play around with this. But I have
always wanted to have
actually you try it with a great bass.
just like you.
But my setting that I use for my recorders.
You, so
that's
let's
EQ.
make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say.
And then I added a bit of
Would you be
reverb.
mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
It just, I don't know.
Won't.
So let me just take that back. So now it sounds like.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
And I use Silverbird. Looks like this. So you have pre-delay, reflectivity, size, density, time.
It's a neighborhood.
I don't have any phase modulation or anything, but you can make it drier, or you can take out the dry, and you sound like you're singing in an iron tank or something.
I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you.
There's actually different
Always wanted to live in a neighborhood.
middle stairwell.
So let's make the most of this.
So you can, and you see phase is 180 and all that sort of stuff. So
Would you be mine?
So I'll just go back to my preset, which I have worked out over years and years and years.
Won't you please? Won't you please? Please, won't you be my neighbor?
There you go. Yeah, so sound engineering for dummies. Bye.